Public Library, Small Business Express, Centennial College, Happen.ca, Linking People and Entrepreneurs, House Business Blog, Staples Business Depot, and MetroActive.org. Printed articles for FedEx Freight Canada, Centennial College, Ascent Magazine, and has appeared on thatchannel.com speaking on how to become networking successful. Jim, in 5 years, has successfully leveraged his written articles into speaking all over the GTA, from consulting with Burkett Fluid Control, Enterprise Toronto, Career Door, Skills for Change, and Trials College. He's delivered keynote for Monarch Park Collegiate, spoken on three keys task to success and how to attract a mentor. His dynamic speaking style has empowered and inspired his audience to learn, do, and apply a simple and effective performance selling system. Jim has also volunteered with junior achievement in Toronto on economics of staying in school. Ladies and gentlemen, Jim Pagiamtzis.
Thank you much for that introduction. It has been a great experience. And I'd just like to add what Michael said, from HSBC, about networking. The power of networking is amazing. And a lot of the way I started was about networking. That's how I met my mentors and how I've leveraged to speaking on the stage here today. So thank you for the introduction. I'm going to give you a brief talk about mentorship. And what I'd like to say first of all is a thank you to JLP and the Go Vision for allowing it to happen here. The reason I'm here today is about networking. Last week I was at an event speaking to the Toronto Finance Group. There was a lady named Mira Satarik. She's from the CMA. At the end of the presentation, she came up to me. She said, "Actually, there's a place where you can speak next week." Really? Yeah, where? Oh yeah, here. Jackson, Wayne. Here's his email address. Email. She actually emailed them, and I emailed Jackson the next day. So thanks for letting me come here to speak, because there was an opening for a consulting position. So the power network does work. So any better story than that, I can't even find you. So again, go out there, build your resources, and I'll be staying after the presentation a little bit to answer your questions. The power of having a mentor. For myself, it started in 2003. I was on an ordinary journey. There's nothing wrong with that, but I knew I wanted to do more. And I went out networking, I went on Google, and just to find some events to go to meet people. First event I go to, I meet my first mentor, and I got introduced to him. And I ended up sitting down with him, having a coffee, and he had a not-for-profit organization that he run, and I ended up registering, working with him there, and learned a lot of great things, from ability to speak, ability to network, volunteer, and do other things. And I know him a lot, and 5 years later, I ended up speaking on the same stage as him, and that was a great experience, not just for myself, but for him as well. And then that same year, I met another mentor. And it was a perfect storm to meet two mentors in 1 year, let me tell you. So I got a lot of great information, but I also got to apply it. And you heard from what I've done, it seems like a long list, but it has been through the power of not just being available, but understanding that you have those resources, and you have to go out there. And some call it the hinge on market. Yeah, it is hidden, but the power of networking. So after this event is over, that's where the real art begins, is networking and speaking to people. I'll have some of my cards available here, and the PowerPoint will be sent to you, and also a couple copies of my book also can be sent out. So I'll get into the talk. But the point that's here is about mentorship. But I want to show you a quote that my friend Max, I can get my, here she can click, keep clicking, keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going. Okay, right here. My friend Max Brew, he said this. He said, everyone needs a mentor. Regardless of what stage in your career, whether you're an entrepreneur or an employee, you need a role model to guide you through your journey of success. Max Brew. He's the president of the Society of Internet Professionals. And that quote really epitomizes what I've done and what Max did for me. And there's a lot of great quotes out there, and I urge you to find a quote that resonates with you, and take it with you. And I always use that quote. But I'm going to make a brief talk here because I don't have a lot of time. There's three areas which I want to touch upon. go back to the beginning. So I'll share that quote. So, right there, past that. Okay, 3 areas. There's role models, coaching, and virtual mentors. I'm going to just go through them very quickly for you. This is time. Role models. Now, there's role models everywhere. For example, you have Michael and the gentleman from the HSBC here. They're role models from afar, but you have them here today. So I urge you, you can make their life miserable. You can just ask them questions, and they'll answer them till about 5:14 p.m. or some of them, because they have this big game going on, and they gotta go. So Abdullah will not be here till about 5:13 p.m. just to make sure. I won't tell anyone else because he told me simply before we started, and the rest will be here after that. And the goal is they have all this information, and your opportunity now is to ask. Get your pen and paper down. Ask them for the business card. Ask for an email address. Can I keep in touch? Do that. That's where you start. Here, today. Don't wait. And you had some great questions during the Q&A, and your role models are on here. I may be a role model for you. Some information I'm going to send you will get you on your journey starting what to look for. So I just want to cover these areas. Because I had role models that I followed, and many of them were different than my friends. And that's okay. Sometimes I mention them and go, oh, I don't like that guy, or I don't like that lady. Okay. But there's a lady named Amina Roddick. She passed away. She was the president of the Body Shop, and she wrote a book called Business Unusual. It was a fantastic book. I loved it. And when she passed away, I was very sad for a few days because she made an impact to the world. And so as a role model. Coaching is a second. This is invaluable. I have been being coached by some extremely dynamic people in the last 8 years. And for me, this is the part where I grew. It was tough in the beginning because I had to be a student again. And once you're done your schooling, the one thing I want to leave you with this is become a lifelong learner, because you're going to have those coaches going to come along and they're going to challenge you. And those challenges are not going to be easy. I think Michael talked about getting into the bank. The bank's going to challenge you to learn what they offer. And this is not simple. I'm telling you right now, it won't be simple, but you can overcome it. Because that's what I did. And I'm not here on this stage sharing with you this because I went through it and I continue to go through it. I have new mentors that I have found. My Max Haroon and my other mentor, I speak to them all the time. And they're impressed with what I've done. But you're going to find those new mentors. It is a journey of success, ladies and gentlemen. You're on your journey. So today is the first step in going. You're going to get some great information from myself and others about that. There's a lot of great people that you can learn about coaching. That's why we have great libraries. Here in Toronto, we have 99 libraries that have a number of different resources, from books and audios. As I said, I'll forward my information, my website, that has resources on there, articles that I've written, and that could be your starting point. And I'm excited to share that with you, because that's what I'm doing with a lot of different professionals and entrepreneurs the past number of weeks, number of years. The second is a virtual mentor. Now, this is something that Max talked to me about. A virtual mentor is someone that I had someone that I would never thought I'd meet. And it's kind of interesting sometimes when I think about this, because I've actually chanced to meet my virtual mentors. I had a few that were like, if I meet this person, I would be absolutely, I would fall before and faint if I met this person. And the 3 people that I met, one of them was named Dan Sullivan. He is a gentleman here in Toronto who runs a company called Strategic Coach. And he was one of my mentors. And I said, he could be in Toronto, but this man is busy. And the world works in different ways. And going out networking, I met this gentleman, and he says, you want to meet Dan Sullivan? Yes, I do. Well, go to one of his workshops. I go, really? His workshops? Yeah. Go online and go. So I went one day, my camera, my notepad, my pen, and I went. And I met Dan Sullivan. I tell you, it was an amazing experience. And I was like, wow, now this is getting very interesting. So I met him, and a great individual, and he mentors people who make $100,000 or more. That's one of my future mentors that I want to have. So that's one of my goals with my book and what I'm doing. And then I met another mentor. I'm like, wow, this is getting really eerie. And I was telling my friends, I go, this is getting a little scary, meeting all these people. He was like, what, why? I was like, I didn't expect to meet them. But he says, you were talking about them. I know. I didn't expect it to happen that fast. So the goal with these stories is that you can set your future as to what you want to do. In this room, there's some great abilities. And you can leverage them. Because there's things that you know that I don't. I was terrible at math. I had a low GPA. Just to let you know. I won't tell you what it was. The moral of the story is, I took some extra courses, I took my class, and I got up and I graduated. And I did it. So GPA is important, and I'll leave it at that. Because it is important. For me it was. And for you it should be as well. And it's a piece of paper. I went to Centennial College and got general business and co-op, and didn't get involved in business until 10 years later. But now I get to go back in schools and share. There's a quote that I want to read you with, and I'll probably end with this. I don't know how much time I have left. Okay. There's a book called The Mentor's Mentor by Corey Owen. Corey's out of Calgary, and I had a chance to listen to Corey speak a few years ago. And this quote here, I'm going to say it very slowly. And again, you're going to get this PowerPoint, but this quote is something you should read at least 3 times a month, because it'll really understand the mindset of a mentor. And it goes like this. A mentor holds up a mirror for his protege, helps him to see who he is, sees his possibilities, his gifts, and his strengths. A mentor focuses on strengths, not weaknesses. A mentor identifies potential and creates momentum. A mentor puts aside his own agenda to help his protege express his own unique talents. A mentor accepts a protege who he is now and sees the potential who he can be. And I read this book at least 3 times, and I missed that quote. And I read it the 4th time, and I saw it. And I was like, wow. I actually emailed Corey and I said, that is the best quote ever. And he was so gracious that he sent me complimentary books to me because of reaching out. And I get his weekly newsletter all the time, and a great thing. Sometimes I don't have the words to express the importance of looking for a mentor or attracting a mentor. But in my journey, I realized that I had to make this step. And there's a good friend of mine, his name is Pagiamtzis, and his blog called The Journeyman Stories, blogspot.com. I met Patrick about a year ago, and we're a part of an organization here in Toronto. I meet on a weekly basis. And I was very hesitant to join this group because I didn't think I had any value for this group. And the gentleman in charge, his name is Phil Taylor. He wrote a book and he's in the United States now. And I ended up joining the group, and they were at the end now, the year has passed, and I have changed immensely. And both Patrick and the group are extremely proud of me, and I didn't even realize how much I had changed, ladies and gentlemen. And just to hear them tell me that, I wasn't emotional at the time, but when they did a video about it on me, and it struck me how far I have come. So my challenge to you is this, is become who you want to be. The gentleman, Mark, who's at the back there, I really applaud him for what the speech that he just gave. It was really good. It was funny, but it was really good. Because that's just reality, ladies and gentlemen. And you've got to equip yourself with the best information to move forward. So I urge you to utilize those resources, talk to people here at HSBC, and connect with them. Because if you don't build those resources now, down the road when you're really going to need them, you won't have them. So the power of network is important. And that's where I'm here today speaking with you and sharing my story. So I'd like to thank everyone here at JLP, the Go Vision, for what they're doing. It's been a privilege to listen and meet everyone here. Everyone's been so gracious, offering me water, offering me to take my jacket for me, and I almost felt like, what do I do to deserve this, honestly? But I really appreciate it, and this is where you put yourself in the seat there to learn, do, and apply. So again, my name is Jim Pagiamtzis, the author of Get Connected, Make Both Happen, and I thank you for taking the time to listen to me speak today. Thank you.